Good. All right. So before we get started, I wanted to start by way of introduction really fast here. Basically what we're going to cover today. So let me go ahead and share my screen. All right. All right. So today, the primary function of today's training is the non-spam follow-up, how to customize your campaigns and improve your response. All right. The agenda for today, or you could say basically here's what we're going to cover is I'm going to go and introduce you to my team. So on the call today, we have, let's make sure there. Oh yes, we have Jacob Morris. So Jacob is my partner. We worked together for 3 or 4 years now, something like that. Long time. And he is the partner in 25th West as well as Patient Stream, and he's the technical genius. He has forgotten more about Google AdWords and Facebook ads than most people ever learn about them. So he is a really gifted member of this team. When you're talking about integrations, anything technical, he's the guy that's either managing the team, helping you, or helping you directly. So that is Jacob. And then Heather Kelly is also on the call. And Heather is a trainer slash, go in between slash kind of do everything kind of gal. Her job is to make Patient Stream much more doable, much easier for everybody in the program. So if you have questions about how to set things up or how to use Patient Stream or just general overall questions, Heather is your gal. And then there's me, Sam Carlson. You guys have met me. So I've been with Jacob again for a while. We've had a very successful agency, and now we're bringing the power and the knowledge about marketing to you guys. And before we jump into updates and this training, I do want to share one really important thing. And I feel like it's a message that, if understood, will resonate with a lot of people. There is an inherent problem that I have seen doing this for 4 years or however long, where clinics, businesses will effectively be controlled by the next marketer on how their marketing runs. There's no control. There's no real comprehensive understanding of the strategy or even the fundamentals of marketing. Okay. And our goal within Patient Stream is to get rid of that once and for all, and especially inside of Blueprint. You guys inside of Blueprint have such an amazing program, and it works through automation, and once learned can really do some cool stuff to your clinic. I want that same thing to happen with your marketing. So if Patient Stream can give you the control and the ability to streamline all of your marketing, not just as a tool, but also understanding where you're going. If you hire an agency, a media buyer, and we're going to talk about all those things on these trainings, by the way. If you hire those kind of people, how to control and how to manage those people. So I don't want Patient Stream just to be another software. There is a ton of softwares out there, and a lot of them do very similar things to Patient Stream, but none of them have the holistic approach that we're taking with you, which hopefully that resonates with you. That's what you guys do. And anyway, so that's kind of what we've got coming here today. So before we get into this, again, I wanted to talk about what we have coming over here, coming on the next 2 trainings specifically. So about a week ago, we talked about all the cool things that we want to bring into Patient Stream. And one of the really cool things we want to bring into Patient Stream is something nobody else, I guarantee you, is willing to do. And that is our IP, our intellectual property. Okay, I'm talking about bringing in funnels, both long form and short form. That may not mean anything to you right now, but it will next week and the following weeks after. We're going to bring those into you guys so you have access to see what they are. And not only that, I'm going to train you. I'm going to walk you through the mentality of why they work, how they work, and how to basically use them to get different types of patients. Okay, I'm going to walk you from the ads to the funnels to the campaigns. Those are all the mechanisms you need to bring in new business. And as we kind of launch going here, coming out of the COVID fiasco that we've all been partaking of, Coming out of that, you guys are all going to be relaunching and getting new bodies in the door. And we want to help you do that. We want to help you control that. And ultimately over time, even bring the cost down for all those things. Okay. So hopefully that's exciting to you. It's exciting to me. You know, and Jacob and I and the whole team, we're really, really excited. So next week, we're going to be bringing in our knee decompression campaign. So that includes, again, the ad, the funnel, as well as the follow-up campaign. We're going to walk you through the whole thing, and then you guys will be able to use it right away. Okay. The week after that, we're going to be doing spinal decompression, so disc therapy. And then the week after that, I believe we're doing neuropathy. Okay. We've planned out a month or 3 weeks, I guess. So hopefully that's very valuable. Don't forget, anytime you have a question, I've got the chat up. And Heather, if you could monitor the Q&A, if there's anything and you want to just, I don't know, throw it in the chat or unmute and let me know, that would be very helpful. Okay, so that's what's coming up today. Any questions or comments before we move into the actual training? Okay. Can we do neuropathy first? Sorry, Charles. I would love to, but we've kind of got a couple things. We've got reasons why we're rolling it out that way. Okay. Cairo's already there. We can go through that. Absolutely, Brad. Can you use me as an example? Oh, that's private. Okay, cool. Let's get into this. So, Michelle, would you like to unmute yourself here?
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Michelle. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Well, cool. So, Michelle, you've been a really good sport. You were our case study from last week, and we did the launch from last week. And you know, a good lawyer or a good salesperson never asks a question he doesn't know the answer to already. But I'll ask. So, how did it go? I mean, overall, what was your feedback on that particular campaign that you ran last week, the knee campaign?
Well, it actually went really well. We sent out approximately 400 messages to 400 leads, should I say. And these were old leads that we had paid for that we never got into the office for one reason or another. Some of them were as old as 3 years. But I do keep an Excel spreadsheet of all of those. So it was really easy to upload those to y'all. The campaign went well. We have 2 for sure scheduled to come in next week. And then we're still working back and forth with messages for about 15 more.
That is so beautiful. I mean, that is great. That is an amazing result. Nice job. And again, thanks. I mean, everybody, this is so much more helpful for me when I can do it on a real live account. It's so void of any real feeling and direction if we're doing it on some dummy account. So Michelle, you're a great sport. Thanks for doing that. And as you can see, I've got some images up here of today's ingredients. I briefly called Michelle before we got on. I said, hey, I was creeping just a little bit. And I went across your Facebook page, your website, and different things, and I grabbed some pictures, okay? So before we jump into the training, I want you guys to understand, we've got some amazing campaigns. They worked very well, obviously, with very little changes from last week. But this week, we're going to make them your own, okay? And one thing I want you to really understand, so if anybody's familiar with copywriting, I don't know if people understand, we're talking about copy, W-R-I-T-I-N-G, not R-I-H-T, okay? Copywriting is the science of words that sell and persuade, okay? And I have studied copywriting probably more than anything else in marketing, because really, at the end of the day, a good marketer is a copywriter. So that's what I've spent a lot of time going after. And the reality is so many people focus on the tactical approach to copywriting that they miss the big picture. And the big picture is the idea that you're expressing, okay? And certain words can reinforce that. For example, instead of saying the word walk, you can say the word stroll, and they mean 2 completely different things, okay? However, those words only carry power if there's a powerful underlying idea and or sentiment. So today, the powerful underlying idea of all of these campaigns has got to be personalized responses. I mean, I'm sure you got some people saying, that to stop or to unsubscribe. Is that accurate?
I had 2.
Okay. Okay. That's good. Did you do some customizing on your campaign?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Well then, very good. So you're a living testimonial already. All right. Let me pull up patient stream and we're going to jump into this. Hope you guys are excited, man. I'm excited. Okay. Okay. All right, here we go. Share screen. Okay, so today, now, mind you, we're going to go through one campaign today, and you guys can do this to all of your campaigns. And it's probably best practices to, as you start a new campaign, to think about how you're going to customize the messaging after the fact when you're doing that. Okay, because it will put you in state. It will really give you a good idea of what you're doing. And there is the chat coming up. Okay. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start, and we're doing red light leads today. Is that right, Michelle?
Correct. So these are people who we've gotten their information from some Facebook advertising, maybe a trade show that we did, and they never made it to the office for one reason or another. We went through some texting, some calling, and then we just never got to the office. So this is our list that we're going to be using for this.
Great. Wonderful. Okay. So as is, out of the box, this is what you all have. Okay. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 8 different campaigns, 8 different messages, okay, in the campaign. So the first one is, now this one is built off of Dean Jackson's 8-word email. Everything that I do, like the initial response, is really just trying to reactivate. So just asking an open-ended question. Okay, so here we have, hi, first name, are you still interested in losing 2 to 4 inches in 30 minutes? By the way, you get your money back if it doesn't work. Now, this is good out of the box. Okay, however, in certain markets, if you have a good brand and a lot of things, you might want to start including some branding things, meaning your face, that's the biggest brand you have, and start including that, because that's what's really going to improve your response. Okay. So the first thing is, hi, Sam, are you still interested in losing 2 to 4 inches in 30 minutes? By the way, you know what? We don't need this. Honestly, we don't need that. It's an open-ended question. I don't know that it does any good to have that. Okay. What I want to do here is I would like to attach a file. Now, why do I want to do this? I don't know if I can say by show of hands. By show of hands, who received my text notification for this email? Did anybody see the picture of me doing this? Something like that? Go ahead and throw a yes in the chat or something along those lines if you saw that. Okay, yes, very good. Cool. I did that because you get a lot of texts. And if you've seen, hopefully you will recognize my face. Brad, so you must have put your office number, buddy. So Kristen did. Stephen, did you see the email? It would have had the same. The point is, what we want to do here is we want to put our face on it. Now, who is the person's face that we should be putting on this reactivation campaign? Michelle, what does Haley do?
She is our front desk assistant.
Okay, so people, now this is for people that would know her face or don't know her.
They would not know her.
Okay, would they know Dr. Scott and you?
Are you talking about just a community awareness of people?
Yeah, maybe.
Then I would say probably Dr. Sims and myself.
Okay, so again, this is for example only. Let's go ahead and put in this nice picture of you two. Okay. So now we've added a face to the message here. Okay. What do you think about that? Do you like that, or do you wish it was blank? You think just a single message right there would be good? What are you thinking, Michelle?
I think it's great. Let's just go with that for now.
Okay.
Sam, I have one thought. You tell me what you think about this. Just
Okay.
since people may or may not know their faces, maybe just add at the end a dash and their name, like doctor, or at the end, maybe wherever you think.
How about that?
Yes, I like that.
Okay. Actually, that's way better. That's way better because it gives some context to the face, because the people that don't know him would be like, who is this person? Dr. Sims. Okay. All right. Go ahead and save that. Now we've got an email. So I do, depending on the inbox and things like that, I have put my picture on here, but email's a little different, I found. So it's my advice just to leave this one right here. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this too. And just give a little bit of context there. Okay, very good. All right, so let's see here. Hi, Sam. We help people lose weight naturally, even if other diets have never worked. Would it be silly for us to guarantee your results? We'd love to chat. I think by itself, that's pretty good. But here's what I want to do. You tell me if you're cool with this, Michelle. I've got a picture, and to me, it's one of the biggest things when it comes to getting response is curiosity. Curiosity is a huge tool. Okay, so the fact that we include an image of something that might come off as foreign to some people, I think that's a good idea. Thoughts?
So you're exactly right. I've used that image before in some Facebook marketing, just that I've done organically from the office, and it usually gets a great response.
Cool. All right, so let's roll with this. I think the message in and of itself, actually, you know what I do want to do? I want to I want them to know that it's from Dr. Sims here.
And Sam, while you're adding that in, Dr. D'Agostino had a good question. She said, does it make sense to put a picture on each communication, or like a logo or anything like that? What's your thoughts on that?
That's a great question. So no, I don't think it makes sense to put pictures on every one, because then it starts to feel more like, hey, every time I get a message from this clinic, there's always a picture. This is advertising. And we're trying to get away from that a little bit. Okay. So, and this is the first pass through. I think contextually for this one, I like this. But the next message, we'll need to look at it. But chances are you don't want to have pictures on every single one, because then it seems like it's always advertising. Okay.
Sam?
Yes.
So that's a good point, because I know when last week on the webinar, we used our knee reactivation campaign. We did that on the webinar, and we had a couple of people text back, who is this? Yeah. So I went back and added our office logo to the first text that goes out, just so that they would have a better idea of what was going on.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah. And then my thoughts on the logos and things like that, I think it's a good idea. In fact, if you go into Patient Stream under settings, and you put your logo into there, then I believe it will put that as an icon in the messenger. Is that right, Jacob? You can unmute, or Heather, if you know that.
It's not actually. So how it works, it's because when I have a text message, I have my contacts, and I get to upload in my own phone what pictures go with what contacts. Mm-hmm. So on the text message, it will not show up.
I see. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. So, I mean, what Michelle did is fine. Again, for me, I'm always going to lean to the personal touch, the pictures of the actual people. Okay. Good question. So this actually kind of dovetails exactly with what you're talking about. So we've already gone through 3 messages. I feel like it's a little bit of a time for a breather. On this one, hey, Sam, I never heard back about your weight loss goals. Did you find a solution? I'm going to go ahead and personalize this with Dr. Sims. Okay. I don't think having a picture on every single one is appropriate. And I think actually you do more by less. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now I want to take a little bit of a pause. Actually, hold on. Where did I want to put this? Okay. I want to take a little bit of a pause, and I wanted to add in one thing that's not in here. All right. So what we're going to do to add in another text, we're going to go add event. We're going to add in a text. Okay. And then I want to build this text to have a picture of our testimonial, which is this gal right here, right? Okay. And so here I want to throw in a testimonial. Okay, we've kind of it's social proof, it's proof, it's anything else. And the cool thing is we have a video. So I want to share a video testimonial. Now you notice I put a picture above that because when people see the email, they're going to click on the link, but we want them to see a person that's attached to it. All right. So do you remember this person's name, Michelle?
Sheila.
Okay. Hi. We're going to go to hi, contact first name. I wanted to share a neat story about, how do you spell Sheila?
Sheila.
Just like it sounds. Okay. I've got a lot of sharing on here, so I'm going to have to go back and edit. She was gracious enough to share her experience, her weight loss experience. And I think you may want to hear what she had to say. She was gracious enough to wanted to introduce you to okay. This is copywriting on the fly. Okay. Okay. And then we're going to go over and we're going to grab Sheila's testimonial. And after this, Michelle, I can help you edit this so we can get a headline here and get this backlink to your website too. Okay, back to patient stream. Guys, come on. Okay, so let me do a quick little proof. Hi, Sam. I wanted to introduce you to Sheila. She was gracious enough to share her weight loss experience, and I think you might want to hear what she had to say. Watch it here. Watch here. Okay. All right. One thing I do want to do, I want to make sure that this goes out. It can go out any day, but I want it to go out during some reasonable hours. I think it's probably reasonable until about 7 o'clock. I think that's fine. Okay. Michelle, any thoughts on that?
No, that's great.
You cool with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Now we're going to take this, okay, and we're just going to drag it up to where I wanted it. Let's see here. I wanted it before the voicemail, right? Did I get it there? I took it too far. What's going on? It's all the people using Zoom right now. They're dragging down my bandwidth. All right. We're gonna space that out 2 days after our previous message. Okay. Cool.
Sam, 2 questions.
Yep.
When you look at the bottom of the SMS texting or the emailing, it says approximate cost, and it's like 0.015. Yeah. Is that for people who don't have texting in their plans, or what exactly? Do you know what that is, where it says?
No, that's included. That's included in the cost you pay on your account. Now, if you do go over, and Jacob would know the numbers, we've had some clinics go over by, I mean, we had one guy that sends out like 25,000 texts a week. If you're sending out that many texts, you're going to get an additional bill. So, but for the most part, that's not an issue for people.
Yeah, and just to jump in on that, so yes, if the limit that you guys have as far as text messages are concerned and emails and all that, we're very, very generous with it. So your text messages, you can send up to 10,000 text messages a month without ever having to worry about getting charged. And then emails, you can send all the way up to 40,000 emails a month without any other additional charges. And that's going to cover basically 98% of the users that are going to use PatientStream, where you'll never see an extra bill. However, if you are over that, you are going to get an email saying, hey, just so you know, you're over your limit. And then that's where that little thing that pops up that tells you how much that text message is going to cost you. That's where it'll kind of give you a heads up, like, hey, when you send this out, this one text message is going to cost you this much additional on top of your PatientStream bill. But you'll be warned before you ever get to that point. And so far, we don't have a single user that's anywhere close to hitting that point. So basically, unless you're planning on texting your entire list, like, you know, every day, all month long, then you're never going to hit that limit.
Thank you. Okay. So when it comes to voicemail, I've had some questions on how do you, like, are there any tools, anything like that? So the voicemail is really easy. So it's already in here. Now it's not going to load because it just doesn't, but it's not going to load right now. However, if you wanted to replace it, the tool I use is AVR. Okay. It looks like this. See that? And the reason I like this, it's a free tool. First of all, the reason I like it is because it exports in a WAV file. So as long as you export in either an MP3 or a WAV file, you're good to go. So you just record it, send it to your computer, and upload it there, and you can replace the message that is there. So the message that is there is a Blueprint recorded message. So it's the same person that records all the Blueprint stuff. But I would say it means more coming from you guys directly. And it's easy to do.
Really quick too, I just put in the chat a website where you can actually record your voice. And so you don't have to put a new app on your phone if you don't want to, and it works directly online. So if anyone wants to use that, it's that recordmp3online.com, but I've got it in the chat, and that's super helpful too. I've used it and it's extremely easy to use, just FYI.
That's why we have these guys that do this awesome job. They make me look good. All right, cool. So let's kind of keep moving forward here. I think you guys by now are kind of getting the idea. Let's see here. Hey there, I just left you a voicemail. We're going to update this with Dr. Sims as well.
And Sam, while you're updating that, I've got another great question from Dr. Perez. So she was wondering if you needed, how many more emails and text message that you need to have for a campaign. She was under the impression that it takes 12 contacts to a prospective lead to convert them into a sell. What's your thoughts on that?
12 contacts. Oh, 12 touches?
Yes, 12 touches.
Let's as far as, I think the data is actually, it's 9, and you convert like 98% of your leads by the 9th call. In fact, I've got a graph on that on the Daily Marketer. So it's 9, but let's get through the rest of this, and we can touch about some of those questions here in a little bit. Okay. So that's a follow-up from there. Let's kind of start moving along a little bit quicker. Now here, I think we've given enough time without any of the personal touch. I would like to introduce something else. So far we've used Michelle and Scott's personal picture. Let's see what else we've got here. I guess you gave up on your weight loss goals. Let's see here.
Can we use a picture of Haley there?
Yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea. And we're gonna just soften this just a little bit because we've got a person now. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add their name. Okay, so hi, first name. Whoop, I didn't say hi. There we go. I'm going to make, so I love having this phone over here to the side because it gives me an idea of what it's going to look like. I like having a white space, well, blue space, between the text. It makes it easier to read, faster to read. And it actually, there's plenty of data that shows that people will read. When people see a jumbled up piece of text, they won't read it. So when you have it broken up, then it looks a lot easier to read. So, hi, Sam, wanted to check in with you. Have you given up on your weight loss? Oh, I spelled weight loss wrong. Weight loss goals. That's good enough.
Can we put Haley's name there at the end?
Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to do Haley, and then at Northview. Is it Northview Wellness, right?
Yes.
Center, or just want to Northview Wellness?
Northview Wellness is fine. And then that particular part of our business is also called Nacogdoches Contour Light. So I don't know if you want to put that there.
I know that. We'll try it. Give me Nacogdoches.
N-A.
That sounds like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Yeah, it's the oldest town in Texas. Okay, it's okay. N as in Nancy, Nacogdoches.
Okay, Nacogdoches what now?
Contour Light.
I know how to spell that. Okay. All right, cool. Wonderful. Nacogdoches.
You got it.
That's a fun one. Okay, cool. All right, so we're making good headway now, you guys. Okay, I want to check in. And then the last one is really, this is kind of just, hey, they've gone through the whole thing, and this is an email. All right, so at this point, the email, we're not going to put an image on it. I will actually leave this one to you, Michelle. Let's go ahead and read it together. If there's anything you want to change to personalize this, that's what we're going for, is that personal touch. I'll go ahead and read it, and you let me know if there's anything you want to change. Hi again. I know life gets busy and sometimes we just need a little help. If you're still struggling to reach your weight loss goals, we'd like to help. In fact, we'd love to hop on a call free of charge so you don't have to worry about anything. If that works, please reply to this email and let us know what number is best for a call. Kindest regards, their name or your name.
Okay. The only thing I thought about changing on this is I don't really like the word help twice.
Okay.
In the first sentence and the second.
I know life is busy, struggling to help. Okay. So help. Oh, help.
How about on the second sentence? If you're still struggling to reach your weight loss goals, we have a solution.
Yeah. Okay. And then here I'm just going to say Dr. Scott Sims. And I'm gonna try this. Am I already messing it up?
You got it. G.
G?
Yes. D-O-C-H-E-S.
D-O-C-H-E-S. Goodness. You guys know I'm not great at spelling. You should see me when you're not around. All right. Kindest regards, Dr. Scott Sims. Nacogdoches. Very good. All right.
Another thought for that, since it's an email, Sam, is maybe adding below their address, website, phone number. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea. What's the address?
4635 Northeast, so just NE, Stallings, Stallings, Suite 106.
And then just so you know as well, if you actually scroll up there, Sam, and then you see where it says custom values, just go ahead and click there. And then where it says account, all of the information that is on your company profile, you can just pull it right there. So you don't have to keep beating yourself. You can just put in the full.
Okay. Okay. So you could just put in, but I think the name of that part of your business would be Northview Wellness Center. So in this case,
Right. I can go back and edit all of that later.
cool. All right. Very good. So that is that.
And
Go ahead.
Me being picky, Sam, sorry. If you want all of those lines to be connected to one another, so kindest regards, Nacogdoches, Contour Light, you can hold the shift button down and then push enter at the end of it. So, and then it'll, instead of doing a double space, it'll do a single space if you want those to be connected. So at the end of kindest regards, Dr. Sims, put your cursor there after Dr. Sims' name. Hold your shift button down and push enter. And then instead of that double space, you can do a single space. If it bothers me, I don't know if it bothers you. So maybe go to the beginning of Nacogdoches, push the backspace.
Yes. You see, you're working on a PC. I'm working on a Mac. So the
No, I'm on a Mac. I'm on a Mac. Is it not
Mac
shift?
Daddy. Okay. There we go. I got it.
Awesome. Thank
everybody.
you.
I did it, everybody.
Picky. Thanks.
Okay. That's why she trains and I don't. Okay. So that's that, you guys. Does that make sense? Is that helpful?
Yes.
All right. Any questions on this? Any questions?
Sam, I just wanted to add something. I know one of the questions earlier was about the 12 contacts. And, you know, even though we sent the reactivation knee campaign out, once somebody responded that, yes, they were interested, we made a personal phone call. So
yes,
this is just a tool, but it's not going to do all the work for someone. Your office is still going to have to reach out with a personal phone call.
That's exactly right. In fact, that's a great point, Michelle. One of the things that I like to share with people is that sometimes it can be a little bit of a crutch, meaning we get a false sense of security that it's doing so much in the background that we don't need to do anything. But the reality is people buy from people. Okay. And the more you can reach out and touch somebody, the better off you're going to be. And especially if you've got somebody engaged and they're responding, oh man, don't lose the opportunity. Thank you, Michelle.
I have a question.
Yes.
It was also the same as Desiree's. If somebody's going through the funnel and at any point they respond with yes, will they stop getting the other messages?
If they say yes?
Yeah, like if they respond and it turns into a lead, how do you get them to stop getting those messages, or do they automatically stop getting them once they've been put into your pipeline?
I'll go ahead and let Heather or Jacob answer that.
Yeah, most of the campaigns, if they reply, the campaigns will stop. If there's a prompt that says, say yes to get more messages or say stop to get no more messages, then it will see that code. And if they type in stop, it won't get any more messages. If they type in yes, then it will continue, depending on that campaign. But for the most part, yes, if your client or if your lead responds to those automations will stop because the computer doesn't know how to respond to a person. And that's when you guys come in and you'll need to field those messages that people send to you so you can respond appropriately.
Right. So what I did was, as someone responded yes, I texted back and forth with them through Patient Stream. And then I also pulled all of those lead sheets out of all of the leads that we had and put those in a separate pile. And our front desk assistants called them the same day.
Wonderful.
Sam, I know Dr. D'Agostino had a question about where to find the D&D toggle. Can you show her where that is in the communications, the conversations tab?
Yes. Is it okay if I share your conversations tab, Michelle?
Yes.
Okay. So if you go to conversations. Okay. And this is actually when you're testing, right, Michelle?
Right. I was just testing that one. So like down at Irma Pierce, you know, she and I texted back and forth a couple of times. So.
Okay, this is perfect. Yeah, so if Irma went, off the rails and she just said, "Hey, I don't want to hear anything from you guys anymore," you just go over to this little D&D right here, click it, and it toggles them out of marketing campaigns.
And D&D stands for do not disturb, just so you know. And you can still message these people, they just won't get the automations.
Yeah, so you can still personally message them. And then in your onboarding process, that very last step where it has you turn on the triggers in the general folders tab, one of those triggers is if they text back the word stop and just the word stop, it'll automatically toggle D&D for you. So if you didn't complete the onboarding, just make sure you go back to the triggers page and the general folder and just make sure that all those are switched from draft to active.
Okay. Wonderful. So we are running a little bit over on time. So what I want to do is, since we've got basically 15 more minutes, we can open that up to questions. And what Heather was going to train on was how to set up your reviews. And I can have her make a video and we can send it out to everybody. That way it's really simple to do. I mean, Heather, there's what, like
2 minutes. I could show you in 2 minutes if y'all have time.
Okay. Let's do you guys want to ask questions or do you want to see the reviews? At the end of the day, I know you guys have a lot going on. Reviews, please. Okay, Heather, I'm going to go ahead and let you do reviews.
So, yeah, go ahead and just share yours. Well, I'll share my screen. How about that?
That's probably better.
Okay. Let's see. Let's share on this. All right. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm in our demo account. This blue button right here where it says check-in client, that should say review request. This is where you would send somebody to review your company. But before you do that, you got to set it up. So you go down here to settings. You're going to go into email. And this is the email that it's going to send to request that review. So you can edit this if you'd like to whatever you want it to say. And then down here, the review link. If you guys are integrated, this is where you go to integrations. If you're integrated in Google, if you click connect and you type in your, you can select your account and connect it that way. Oh shoot, I can't get out of here. I guess I'm connecting my account today. You can connect it that way and it'll, let's see here.
If you have both a Google account and a Facebook account on there, will it put both links in case they don't use one or the other service?
So it'll only do the Google link. The Facebook link you would have to put in manually. So what Heather's about to show you, you can do that if you want to put in the Facebook link. But the generate button is only going to do the Google link. And the reason why we do that is because from an SEO perspective, the Google reviews are weighted way heavier than your Facebook or your Yelp. So that's why.
So you recommend doing the Google one and removing the Facebook one and not putting the link to the Facebook page on there, the review page?
Correct. Yeah, your
Okay.
Google reviews are going to pay you way more dividends than Yelp or Facebook are going to.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so if you've got this connected, great. If you do have it connected, what you'll see, there will be a blue button that says populate or integrate link or put link in. If you don't have that, what you can do is Google your business. So I'm going to Google 25th West. And I'm going to click this blue 6 Google reviews, right? I'm going to click that. And then I'm going to click write a review. And all I'm going to do is copy this link. I'm going to paste this link. I'm going to click save. I'm going to do the same thing to the text messaging. Paste it. Put your message in. Hey, write us a review, whatever it is you'd like to add. You can add your logo there if you'd like. Click save. So now, and then the last thing I need to do is customize communication. So this is how immediately do you want this message to be sent once you check in your client. So I want it sent out immediately for email and immediately for text. And I'm going to save this. And then it's ready to go. So check in client, I'm going to type in the name of my client and it'll search the people who are, we don't really have anybody in here, but it'll, because it's our demo account, but it'll search your contacts and it'll populate their name and you can select their email or their phone and it'll put that in here. And then you click send review invite. If you don't have that contact in your name, I can just add her in right here. Right, too many fives, but that's okay. So I'd send a review invite and it would send that out immediately to her text or email, whichever one you selected. But that's it, super easy. And there you have it.
Super easy. Again, this.
I had one more question on the railgun. What exactly is that? Is that for emails? If you go back to settings.
Oh, so Mailgun, is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, the SMTP Mailgun. It's the very last setting.
Yeah, so Mailgun is the SMTP server that we use to send out your stuff for you. Now, what will happen is if you, let's say you've got your own Mailgun account or you've got your own SendGrid account, you can actually connect your own SMTP service on your account. So then you can send it out using, you know, your domain name and everything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so the way it works right now is when an email gets sent out, it's going to come from whatever you have as your company email address. But depending upon your service, so like let's say you have Gmail. So in our case, it'll say support at 25th West, sent via patientcapture.co is what it'll come up as. So if you want that to not show up, then you can connect your own SMTP service.
Okay, and you recommend using either Mailgun or SendGrid so that it doesn't get marked as spam?
Correct.
Perfect. Okay, thank you for that.
Good question. Okay.
Real quick, Maribel Perez had, where do you set up a review to be sent out for virtual purchases? Do you know that answer, Jake?
So the patient stream is designed for your local clinic. So if you're hoping to get reviews like on your product page, what we will have to do is we'll have to get a separate campaign set up. That way, when somebody purchases, it'll trigger that campaign, which a week later will direct them to your product page to have them place a review. But what Heather just showed you, that's specifically to get people to review your clinic. But we can, Maribel, we can do a one-on-one and get you set up with a product-specific one.
And those reviews, when you use that Google link, people will see that when they Google your business. So that'll attach to that part of the web.
One last follow-up question. I know at the very beginning you asked a question about people getting the text message invite, and I responded with no. Because our office number doesn't accept text messages. Is there a way to keep the office number in there under the company profile, but add a cell phone that the text messages do go to separately?
Yeah, you actually won't need a text message because you have patient stream. So
He's talking about when we send messages out to them.
Oh, to them. Gotcha.
Yes, we can just send us whatever phone number you want to use, and we'll plug it in, and that'll be where you get your notifications from us.
Okay, and just send that to your, I think I have your email written down. That's the sam@25thwest.com, subject agency questions.
Yep, yeah, you can send it there, or there's the live chat on Patient Stream. You can also just do a live chat there.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
And answering Patricia, she's asking if there are any more onboarding training videos or tutorials they can get access to. I'm currently working on Patient Stream A to Z. So I will get those up and running here, and I will email them out to all of you. And we will also be doing these training videos, like through these Zoom meetings. We'll email those to you so you guys have them as well.
Yep.
And then also there's a question mark on Patient Stream. That's also the help desk. There's quite a few walkthrough guides. So when you click it, it'll actually walk you through step by step how to complete that action. And then as me and Heather continue to make more videos and walkthrough guides, that'll continue to grow. So I think I mentioned this in our last video that we did. The more questions you send us, the better, because that just lets us know where people are getting hung up so we can better get the help desk put together for you. So please reach out to that live chat as much as possible, or text our support line as much as possible with any question that you have, even if you figured it out down the road how to do it, just so it helps us develop that help desk for everybody.
And Jacob is constantly adding to that question mark bubble. So if you're stuck, search that. If you can't find it, like he said, send him a message. But he's constantly adding videos and guides to that for sure.
All right. Sounds good. Well, you guys, I really hope this has been a very helpful and useful training today. Once again, we've got some really exciting things planned for you guys. Next week, we're doing knee decompression. We're going to walk you through from stem to stern, how it works. We get a lot of questions about our agency services and things like that. Right now, we're really focused on helping you guys get a really thorough and, not completely overwhelming response of Patient Stream, but enough to really start getting the results like Michelle is. And we want everybody to get to that point. As far as new patients and everything like that, we're going to start talking about that in the coming weeks. Next Thursday, we're going to talk about the knee campaign. Well, the knee campaign works when you're getting new patients in. Okay. How does it work? How do we get people plugged into it from different, from Facebook, from Google, everything else? We're going to talk about that too. Hopefully you guys will just come with us in this journey as we help you guys centralize your marketing, centralize everything, and take control of it. And by the way, if you're working with other agencies, we're open to working with anybody. Not only are we an agency, but we will plug them into what we're offering, which, by the way, there's a lot of vulnerability there because we're going to be giving our IP to you guys, and most of them would never do that. Okay. So if they are feeling threatened by anything like that, I totally get it. Just have them reach out to, Jacob or myself, and we can definitely work something out with them so they can, use this amazing platform. So thanks so much. And we will see you next Thursday. Thanks, guys.